Yes, please.
Okay.
Of course.
Ah, you mean you give it to the mages and the mages will give it to... Okay. I thought that you were gonna do some magic to contact him right now. Okay.
Yeah, he paid 10,000 for this post services.
Uh,
You can write, and then it magically gets to other people.
Absolutely, you can do that. And it's not something that you hide or something, you just do it. It's just there. Okay, so I got some more messages, secret messages. Nice one. Okay, totally makes sense. Cool. Yes. So the wizards are bidding you farewell, and they're starting slowly going westward. It's just 3 of you left by the exit or entrance to the Danodan Mausoleum complex.
oh,
Yes. So it's up to you to say thank you everybody who joined as a party of Power Rangers. Continue the adventure. It's the episode number 117, and the party has just leveled up recently to level 13, and also managed to crawl out of a massive dungeon under the Danodan statue, the former ruler of this sphere. Now it's up to them to decide where they go, what they do, whom they kill, and whom they spare. Right?
So,
nobody's gonna get killed.
That's how every single story starts.
so yeah, what next?
Well, Olympus Fortress, but we need to make sure that we get there in the morning when there's light, because someone needs to talk to the shield.
Right, thanks.
Yeah.
Good memory.
Yes, the shield. So I'm posting the link to general map again in the stream chat. So in order to reach Olympus Fortress, you would need to go east, downhill, and then take the road which leads to Alfield. That road, even though it will be faster, of course, going downhill is not the same as going upstairs for 8 hours straight. But it's not going to take you just one day or one single day path. It's gonna take you a couple of days on foot, at least. Oh, Rafe.
I have...
Rafe, you hear some sudden sound. You raise your head up, and all you can see how this tiny dot in the air starts rapidly increasing in size. And you notice how this dark Pegasus is going all the way down to Earth. It makes a couple of spiraling moves around the Danodan statue as it finally lands next to you, raising a bit of dust around, but generally being quite happy with your appearance.
Does he look okay, healthy? Nobody touched him? Does it look like he ate? Yeah.
As any horse that spends some time outdoors, he would of course require some tending, general tending, to be up to princess standards. But he looks healthy.
Okay. I mean, not that something attacked him or, we have enemies.
No. All his limbs and wings, everything is in check.
That's really important. Okay. So, I guess we're gonna take the Pegasus again to go, right?
Yeah, sure. Evading all side quests.
Do we have a side quest on the way to the Olympus Fortress?
None
We
we
can
chose
still
to,
stop somewhere.
but there is nothing like on the way, which we wanted to do anyways, right?
Yeah, this place is at least next to the Dandan statue and hills. They are way less populated than, let's say, the coastline where the Denver is. So,
So how long would it take us, approximately, using the Pegasus to get there?
about day and a half, 2 days, if there are no stops.
Okay, but that's good. Then we will have an opportunity to have witness a sunrise in the morning. Or no, it was not in the morning. It was actually around noon. Was it? Oh, no.
No, it wasn't.
I don't
Early morning.
Okay. So yeah, that's good. Good for me. No need to do anything else.
Okay. Saz, you with us? It's darkened. He casted darkness.
Yes, I am in darkness. I'm casting. Anything luxury that I can see, expensive? I'm gonna try to steal the torch again.
I
From the
also see how
mausoleum?
he disappears back into the corridor where you came from. So it's the same result as before, Sas. They are immaterial, real, still
And
shining in here.
With my magical hands, still not... I'm gonna chop it with my sword. Any effect?
The effect that you are seeing is very similar that you've seen to once you try to hit the ghost first time.
Okay, then I'm going back. Damn it.
Okay. A couple minutes later, Sas appears back on the street with all of his limbs and a giant sword resting on his shoulder, as if he just used it. But yeah, doesn't say a word. Are you going to Olympus Fortress?
Yes. I think so.
Okay. You saddle up the Pegasus, you get onto, and the horse is noticeably start to flap the wings, try to get some height, and yeah, he's quite happy to be near Rave and near the owner per se, and he makes a couple of the circles just around the statue, giving you a full view. You can only see how far in the distance already by now. There are two small dots distancing away from the Donovan statue on foot on the west road. As the Pegasus completes its circling, it goes completely the opposite direction, eastwards first, and then changes a bit more to have a direct passing towards the Olympus Fortress. Your best navigator in this year is Sas. So Sas is using his magical device, I assume, to identify the directions.
2 magical devices, yes.
What is the second one?
Magical pipe with a magnifying glass.
How does it work? Can you please elaborate?
You look through it and then you see further, so you can
Okay,
see
okay.
more.
I got you, yeah, that's definitely works. As you continue on, soon the rain that has been starting is starting to pour, and you are completely soaked. But the presence of this rain, it's kind of washes away all the dust, all the death all the remains of the past that has collected in your clothing, in your hair, as you were traveling deeper into Mausoleum. Yeah, you are freezing cold, but you are fresh at the same time. And that's a better feeling than being engulfed in a tomb where nobody has visited for hundreds of years. You feel alive.
Does Farwald feel so too?
I have it as well.
That's good. Just checking in.
Just checking in. Check the pulse, yes.
I mean, there was a time when I checked and it was gone, so...
Yeah, there were circumstances when you did that. Yeah, you're continuing your passing direction to Olympus Fortress, and several hours later, it already would be getting darker, as you would need to step for the camping, unless you want to push through.
No, we can still do the camping and our rest. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, just, I mean, we have nothing specially planned. I mean, you could do the brewing and the downtime if you want to. I'm not sure what Farwald can actually do in downtime, which is useful. He can pray.
Oh, yes, he can. Okay, it takes you no time to actually find a proper spot which you would be more or less protected from the wind and rain. Rafe is standing to the Pegasus as Sas is quickly gathering stuff for a camp together with Farwald. So you have your night stay this time outdoors. You can all mark long rest. And Rafe, you can also add if you want to brew some potions or health potions. That's also part of that.
Yeah, how many can I do?
You can add 2 health potions. Okay. So in the... Wait, let me open my notes, please. Yes, Farwald, do you want to do anything special with the shield?
Ah, yes, sure. Like, I'm waiting until morning. Like, what was it, like, starting 6 p.m. or so? The first sunlight. Farwald would, how to say, position the shield so that the light actually touches the... I think there's this gemstone in the middle.
Yeah, I will post the shield exactly how it looks now on Maps and Lore again. It's there. Okay. So direct morning sunlight reflects from the shield and disappears somewhere in the forest, and it acts as a mirror per se. And you're kind of making a couple of steps back and observing it, how and what is going to happen. So everybody marked long rest, yes? Sus? Reef?
Son.
Okay. Farwald, you as well?
Yep.
And Farwald, as you observe him from aside the shield, you realize that the sunlight that has been absorbed into it, it starts to reflect the light not into the depths of the forest as before, but rather a bit sideways to the trunk of a nearby tree that has fallen. And a couple of minutes later, in the air, you can see how the silhouette of a figure sitting on this trunk appears. It looks the following way. Unlike other times when you have seen the figure, this time it sits with both of his hands, having the face closed.
Oh. Wait, he has his face lost?
No, like with the palms holding the
okay.
face.
Yeah, okay.
And he sits on the trunk of a tree.
Hmm.
Let's go on a short break, as we'll come back and let's see what happens. So 5-7 minutes.
Okay.
Hey, we're back live. I mean, even your sword of Levistus was a unique item. How did that work?
No, DM. I didn't do the character sheet. It was a pre-made character and you gave it to me. It's not on me.
I mean, you own this character shit for 2 years, so everything that's there, it's on you now.
Oh, really?
What?
I thought you had chosen it yourself. So it was chosen
No.
by... Okay.
It was a pre-made character, kind of, partially. I mean, I decided the class, but the character itself was already there.
Yeah, I think since we're live, we can just say it, no worries. Yeah, once the Gerber wanted to join us, he just was I'm just telling him the classes, he was thinking what he wants. And then for the first game, I just created the character of Farwald for him. And this is where you met him on that road, on your way to Venice and on your way to Denver. When he was crawling out of the woods, all in tattoos, without memories, totally lost. And now look at him
Very
now.
scary, like a beggar, like, yeah.
You thought I was undead. Wow, funny enough that it kind of was not
Wait,
so
wait.
wrong.
Did we
You
think
just didn't know.
that from the beginning? Did we
You
think
thought
that?
I would be probably a zombie or so.
Yeah, you wanted to
because
kill
he
him
looked
right away.
upset. What?
Some of you
is happening?
suggested that.
I think you gave me holy water to drink.
Yes, as a test.
Oh my god. I
It was
remember
Bob, I
anything.
think. Yes. See, Rafe is there from the session 1, and Farvald is not from session 1. And Sas joined as Sas. Also session 80 or something. Or 70. Yeah. Okay, lovely. Anyway, we can continue. So, as you guys heard asked, we have a change of music a bit, as it also applicable to the scenery you are now witnessing. So, you have prepared for this moment before. You knew what is happening, but you never really before were giving its proper time and space for the artifacts, for the shield that you were carrying around. And this morning, since you were going to the Olympus Fortress, you thought it would be exactly the good time to convey and with a soul trapped in that item. As you did exactly everything like you saw previously, it should be early morning of the day. You settle the shield, you put the sunlight on it so it reflects. Yeah, after some time you saw the figure of a warrior in the massive armor appearing there out of thin air. It still glimmers a bit, and you might even see it's partially opaque. But it sits there on the trunk of a tree with his face covered with palms, 2 palms. Meanwhile, you and then I suspect Sas is nearby and Rafe also nearby are witnessing him appearing there. Yes, Harvard, it's your show.
I call upon the shared memory of the party about what we did last time. Conjure party.
So first think, what is your goal? And what is your conversation with him? What do you want to achieve? And what is your plan?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We don't exactly know what the goal is. We just know that this guy has he's in a dilemma, or he's cursed, or something, or both of them.
Think about what you would like to do then. That's
the thing. We don't know what consequences there are. So maybe we free him of the curse and then it becomes an ordinary shield, which would be terrible. We don't want that. Maybe we can just ask him. Oh god, where to start? So let's think about it. So this guy was.
You hear a loud male voice from under the palms saying, "Faces. I can still remember their faces. They're haunting. Help me light."
Whose faces are you talking about?
As you walk in closer, the figure doesn't move, but as the voice definitely is now directed your direction, not just in the surrounding area. The faces of those I condone to terrible death. The faces of those who were innocent. The faces of those who were just in the wrong time and place, in the moment of my weakness.
Do you guys remember who was dying there? We should know. It was in the Olympus Fortress. That I know.
It was everyone.
You click pause in the game, open the glossary, codex, yes. Ask DM, yes. You can do that all the time.
As DM.
Where do we do that?
At any moment of the
Is
game,
there
you can
any-
always ask
Ah,
DM to
okay.
recall.
Okay, glossary. DM, what happened? Why are we trying to do something about this situation? What's the situation? What do we want?
So, what I can answer is, what do you know? What do you want is up for you. It's up
No,
to you.
fair enough. I'll be more precise. So we kind of know that it was like after or during the this big war, and there were like some people on this Olympus fortress, and they died because of this guy. But I don't remember who those people were and what he actually did for them to die and who killed them in the end.
So, very generally, you kind of got the story, but a bit more specific. You learn that this is Brados, a general who was very famous, especially during the War of the Spring. This is where he was peak of his career and also his downfall. According to the chronicles that you have researched, he was true and respectful to his men, always tried to minimize losses and keeping everybody in supply. So he regarded his soldiers, disregarding whether they are noble or their lineage is old, as long as they were doing orders and true to the honor, they were all equal to him. So kind of like a strict but a good dude. And then once the Civil War which nowadays is known as the War of the Spring, has started, he was the most prominent figure in the general. Green Dragon Boy, thank you for joining. Nice having you here. Join us for other games. We have a chapter number 117, and you never know when this game, how long it's going to continue. But now the party is conversing with the spirit of a shield that had carrying for already 100 sessions, and maybe now they will be peeking into his story and trying to resolve it. You never know. That's what happens when GM gives the party magical items.
It's not like he was going anywhere, so.
Sas, you're muted.
But, yeah.
It's like a level 2 quest, like a level 13 already. It's like, here's your reward, 10 gold. So finishing the quest.
I mean, the reason why we didn't follow up with this was that we were lacking lots of knowledge about the plot first, and second, we were afraid that the shield will lose its magical power once we resolve the Swords conflict, and I'm still kind of afraid of that. But let's see.
So back to his backstory that you have researched and learned before. So he was the most prominent person in the army that was uniting first the human race in Etithir, before even the general big onslaught and the ceasefire between all other nations. But the Grassus Rado was already there, so that's how he knows him personally. And he was also personally knowing, of course, his commander, Anudan. So what happened during the siege of Olympus Fortress, specifically, and what was the fate of Brados, is that he usually was never raising or killing those who have surrendered. So he was he saw the civil war as a devastation of means, and he tried to minimize losses on his side, first of all, but also on the other side, maybe making friends out of enemies. And during the siege, they actually accepted the surrender of the garrison, and the garrison brought them gifts as the talking of the terms. So he accepted those tokens and distributed those among his loyal officers. And on the next day, they got to know that his loyal officers, they were cursed after touching those items. So instead of actually going for the surrender, the garrison decided to actually undermine him and kind of kill and continue the siege just as it was going on. Yeah. So it was just a trickery. He was so outraged by this trickery that he kind of lost his mind. Just too many people who he was raising and nurturing diet to this foolish tactics that he would never revert to. So in the moment of complete madness, he just kind of executed everybody who was there. And he gave this order. Yeah, after the order was performed, he was generally no longer as inspiring. He was overwhelmed by grief and despair. And generally later on, he just abandoned the camp. He didn't see the whole campaign of the War of the Spring. Rather, he just, in a way, deserted, per se. And he was never to be seen again.
So, but he was grieving for his own people who died because of the trickery.
Both.
Both. Okay.
It was, imagine it was a character of steel, but it just got cracked. It broken down. Instead of bending, it broke.
So, when looking at him and his armor, does Farbot recognize any familiar signs, sigils, anything? Like, I mean, Farbot gets like the strong idea that this guy was maybe like a paladin. That would suggest he might be paladin of Pardo or something like that.
As you're getting closer, he is removing the hands from the face, and he's still just on the picture. He's wearing this full plate helmet. But you can see this blue eyes glowing under it. You see that on his chest. Previously, there was a patch that probably would identify him belonging to a certain army, campaign, or group. But this patch has been violently torn out. But generally, his uniform states that it was a good armor, and it was a very expensive one. And well maintained. You've seen something similar of a design of Paladins of Pelor, but nowadays they do look different. They do look modern, modified, changed. Some resemblance there is, but it's not an exact copy per se.
So, Farbot is carrying around a Pardo item all the time. Plot twist. Wow.
Who would know?
Well. I'm sorry for the loss you had to endure, Farbot says. But how come you are bound to this shield?
I do not remember how I died. I only remember pieces, the shards of my soul being split around. And those villagers who were trying to enchant the shield, they just tapped in a different vessel, in the wrong vessel. They didn't know what they're doing, they were experimenting. And this is how this part of me is now accompanying you.
Okay, I see it.
He's towering above you right now. He's still awake.
He's still
awake, so not
somewhat
sorry,
transparent. The mic is kind of difficult.
No, don't say the mic is dying, please. Is it?
Yeah, like sometimes it's just like very difficult for me to hear clearly what you say, especially if you talk a bit louder. No, I confirm it sounds like you're eating the mic.
Yes.
Okay. Is it the same? Is it bad?
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, it's not like.
Wait, let's Sergey say something.
What?
Sergey.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Just don't touch anything. Everything was fine before.
I'm not touching anything. Okay. The moment If it goes really bad, just let's say I'm gonna restart or do something.
It's just certain words, and I feel like the threshold is a bit too high, so then sometimes also if you lower the voice, then it cuts out certain parts.
The threshold is the very minimum in Discord that it's possible.
Then I don't know. Okay,
Lower
but
the
then
filtering on NVIDIA thing.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's the case. Okay, lower it on NVIDIA. Let's see if that makes any difference.
whatever you did, now it sounded very good.
Okay, NVIDIA is the problem. Okay. So for everybody who's using NVIDIA Broadcast, yeah, don't put all your settings at maximum. Okay, back to Brados and Farwell conversation. So what should I repeat? Which information was missing?
So he was towering above me, and then you said something about him, and I didn't get it.
Yeah, he stands up and he towers above you. He looks like from up to down. I have observed what you have done. I've observed your deeds. I was around for quite some time on a journey with you. But I also remember what you did to those poor souls in a pit of malice. Those abandoned, long time forgotten, never brought to peace, never acknowledged. Here, do you understand what he's talking about?
Yeah, sure. He's talking about my great deeds, that I put them finally to rest and honored their memory in the best way possible, actually.
So, there is something in you that shines and guides others. And I feel this resounding presence of the center of my imprisonment, the place that has struck me in life and post-life. We're getting closer to Olympus Fortress, am I right?
Correct.
He steps to the side and turns with his back, looking somewhere in the direction where the Olympus Fortress would be. Just in the depth of the woods.
What will happen if we bring you to the Olympus Fortress? What are you seeking?
I've been looking for atonement, to atone for my sins, for the misery I have caused to those that don't deserve it. It's been a heavy burden, and my soul doesn't leave me to rest. That place, it still carries a part of me. That place is like an anchor. I think you could do me a big favor, and I could do a favor to you.
Well, from my own experience, I understand what it feels like to be in the position of having to do the wrong things for the right reason. And that sometimes it's difficult because the line is blurry and you end up doing the right things for the wrong reason. And sometimes we end up in consequences we did not intend. So
we are more alike than you might think. He kind of continues your thought.
Exactly. So, if you have been following what we have been doing, you know we are on a very long and steep path on which we can use all the help we can get because we are facing very powerful enemies. And even though the road is long, full of stones, and might take everything, even the wrong things, to accomplish the right goal, your help would be appreciated. So, how do you think you could help us if we bring you to the Olympus Fortress?
As I said, a part of me is still bound and present within the fortress itself. That's the part of my soul I wish I never had. That's something that brings rage, something that consumed me just for one moment, and then everything went to pieces. I wish I could come to an agreement with it. In the worst case, destroy it. That would remove the anchoring that keeps me here, unwillingly. I don't know what has happened with the place for the generations that I've been locked in. The ages, the aeons were passing on. So I cannot warn you or assist you in a very specific knowledge regarding about my other side. But there can be a ritual made, which consists of several steps, which might help me to reconcile with my other self.
Okay, what kind of ritual? What does it require?
He turns around back to you, and now he looks at Sas, and now he looks at Rafe in a distance. And then he looks at you, Farvald. Your companions are eager to help you. I can sense it from here. I also had such fellows right by my side until that moment. Value that. And he turns and starts quickly narrating you regarding the ritual. So he says the first part of the ritual is, I'm pretty sure this place has a lot of souls which are still roaming in different degree of desperation. I don't know about their aggressiveness towards the mortals, but putting them to rest or removing what keeps them in the place would just reduce this aura of hate that happens to be in the Olympus Fortress until now. I can still sense it. Even time cannot erase that. He looks at you and says, then I would like to attend the burial places and find the pieces of the equipment that belonged to my retinue, to those that were dear to me, who with their loyalty and honor were showing the way for others. That would be a big help in reconciling with my other self. And third one is a face-off with me, with myself. Of course, you can do it straight away if you have an exorcist with you. Maybe. I don't know how powerful that magic bound in it to the place is. But if you do any of the things that I've listed to you, that's probably gonna make it easier for you. If you can do this favor for me, I can swear on the remaining of my honor that I will keep with you until the end of your quest. Uniting with my former self would also be able to empower me. So, the shield is a vessel. And it can be, you can always use a better shield.
Ah. Nice. If I understand one thing, then what it means to have shadows rooted in my past, which I wish I could overcome. Most of the time we don't have the chance given to do that. But I see, for you there's a way, and I want to help you in this. Of course, we also would need your help afterwards, but I understand your motivation and I support it. Okay, then we will probably head out to the Olympus Fortress. But I have one question. When you talk about the face-off against yourself, against the dark part of you, what if you lose to that part? Is that an option? Could that happen?
I was consumed by anger and rage once. And this is where it was at the worst. So yes, that is a possibility, of course. That also, truthfully saying, doesn't deny the fact that you could even negotiate with my other self. In
So
the
what
end,
does
there
your
should be
other
only
self
one
want?
remaining. That I can only guess. But I'm pretty sure being bound to a single place, unlike me, where only dead are roaming, wouldn't make anyone kinder for generations.
Alright. You said you don't have... You lost your memories partially. But you still remember the aura of this place, of the Olympus Fortress. The aura of the
I can
stair.
warn you if my other cells would be closing on.
If you think about this place, what would you attribute to it? Would it be fire? Would it be heat? Would it be cold? Would it be shadows? Would it be a combination of those? That might help us a lot.
I remember that place back in time when it was in its full glory. And I would lose a lot of men. And I did lose a lot of men eventually, taking it. It was a nice, white castle that any noble would find privilege to own. What it has happened with it, after what I have committed, and after eons of time, I cannot say.
Okay. Good. Then I think we'll soon be on our way. Team, am I forgetting something? Like, should we ask this guy something?
Thank you everybody who joined, as the party of Power Rangers are now conversing with the spirit of Brados, the famous general, who is now bound to a shield one of the party members, Farvelt, is carrying around, and whom they might soon assist, help on his road to salvation. Sas?
We didn't
Rafe?
want to ask anything about any links with the Equalizer.
Oh yeah, right. The plot twist. The
Maybe
plot
they
in
were-
general, I mean.
Friends, they were in the same team. Who knows?
Yes, so what can you tell us about Grassus Vados? You met him in person, right?
That's right.
I saw him. I conversed with him. I don't think I will forget his name ever. His abilities did seem out of this world. When he appeared and first showed his impact, Danodan was certain that soon he might rule them all. He was quiet. He wasn't a loudmouth, like many of the politicians are. What his own deal with Danodan, he kept to his own. Nobody tried to challenge him. I definitely wouldn't. That's not what I don't think I can do much against such an experienced mage back then. I was leading my men. That was the most important to me. He was a respected figurehead, but also feared. He never worked in any of the operations I was leading directly with me, but I have heard how massive successes were his, that he was gaining a lot of followers among Danodan's retinue.
So, in the end, he was responsible for many lost souls. And I'm not talking about souls wandering Earth, not finding peace. I talk about souls disappearing.
He thinks for a second and says, "You can also say that he was the one who saved souls."
From whom would he save?
As he brought the civil war to an end faster than anyone expected. He was instrumental in that.
Maybe. These days he's responsible for souls getting lost. Say, captured, consumed. And this is one of the reasons which guides us on our path. So any detail you might remember about him, or maybe about Danodan himself, might aid us in our cause. I'm sure we will speak again. If by then you should remember anything, please let us know.
It will be easier for me now. The closer we are to Olympus Fortress, the easier it is for me to manifest myself into this realm. The moment I have something more coherent to tell you, I will.
Okay, noted. Then we'll speak again soon.
Farvald, please roll for perception.
$12.
Stas, what's your passive perception?
20.
20. Farvald, you do not see, but as the figure kind of turns with his back to you and gets back to the seat, it kind of like sits down on one of its knees, and then it does some gesture with its hands. You don't see it from your point of view, Farvald, to realize what's happening, but Sas, with his keen eyes and senses, you have seen similar gestures performed by the friend of your party, Rizantar, and a group of paladins that were assisting you against His Highness. As he completes the ritual, his figure slowly fades out. He's no longer there.
helping the Parlor Knight. Okay, good. That was the best conversation we ever had with him, I guess. Let's go to Olympus Fortress, right?
Yes.
So he
I mean,
saw
do we have a
you
plan?
killing paladins of Parlor.
He saw your every
That's true.
single deed, Harvard.
Good.
And only
He
approves
was
one of
sleeping.
them, basically.
For the greater good. He understands that, I guess.
Hmm.
If anything, he's not a pure Knight of Parlo. He's a fallen Knight of Parlo, I'd say. Even if we restore him to his former self, I mean, I think he understands what was necessary was necessary. Or just imagine, like, we bring him back to being like a Parlo Knight Guardian Spirit thingy. The moment he's himself again, he turns around and attacks us because we don't deserve to be on this planet. That would also be great. Let's see.
It's fine. He was a noob.
Okay.
DM, I want to collect some poisonous plants and stuff. I think we're not gonna visit this forest again, but it looks
Absolutely
like a
you
deep
can.
forest by now.
Absolutely, you can. So I would
How
like you
wants-
to roll
wants to
for
do that?
survival.
21.
Howard wants to do that too, please.
I don't know
So
how
Sas
poisonous
survives.
plants look like.
I have a poisonous kit.
I guess I also have one.
Well, you can collect the flowers from the poisonous kit.
Yeah, it's with those herbalism and poison making, and so they're related. They're not exactly the same thing.
And then Howard is looking for venomous spiders, snakes, creating poison.
Oh, suddenly there's a cave in you can go. Yeah, like and we go into another dungeon for another 5 sessions.
No.
We're reaching the Olympus Fortress, yeah.
Just looking for spiders. Okay, Sas, you're able to collect a couple of the plants that you found and you saw earlier in monastery in the books, which were dedicated to potion and poison making.
Good. Yeah, that just nothing special. Just a random flowers and poison.
Yeah, you're collecting a bouquet, maybe for Rafe. So, Rafe, you didn't even notice how Sas left and now he's like somewhere in the forest. Okay, during the rest time, Rafe, you have brewed a couple of potions. Would you like to distribute them or do anything else?
Does someone need a healing potion?
Doesn't hurt to have them.
Okay, then I'll give each one. Because I only did 2, right? So
Don't you guys still have like greater healing potions?
no, I used the last one I had. I wanna buy new ones.
Oh. Okay.
But I mean, right now.
Xofax, thanks for...
So,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Thanks for joining. Thanks for everybody who joined, especially Xofax. Happy to chat. Feel free to ask about the campaign, about the setting, or just D&D general. We play 5th edition homebrew, and the characters have already reached level 13. So the encounters they have and the troubles they solve, they sometimes can be called epic. They even had a dragon friend at
Through
level.
plant collecting.
Yeah, but
Professional.
sometimes plant collecting is another thing people do in the D&D game. Why not? Okay, any questions? Am I missing, Rafe? Something to answer?
Yeah, I got a question. So why cannot can Fowd not go and do something, produce some poisons? Like, what's the poisons kit good for?
So if you, what does the poison kit itself says when you choose it? Does it have a
Nothing.
description?
No. But I mean, there are general descriptions. One sec.
It just has vials and
It includes vials,
equipment.
chemicals, and other equipment necessary to craft for the creation of poisons.
Yeah, craft or use poison, so you're able to properly store them, make sure they're not breaking, so that's about storing. Rather than crafting, you're able to create basic basic poisons, per se. Something that you can, spoil somebody's food, that's for sure, you can do that, or spoil somebody's tea, so Sas makes sure he doesn't come close to what you're brewing. But you have never really put time a lot, unlike Rave, which is brewing potions, so into alchemy. So I don't think your poisoneer skill is high.
I mean, it says proficiency with this kit lets me add my proficiency bonus to any ability checks I make to craft or use poisons. So it looks like there are ability checks to be made when I want to craft a poison?
Generally, without any looking at the rule books, I would say that, of course, the more you're making poisons, the higher level potions and poisons you can make. And for some of them, they might be, legendary, epic, or rare kind of poisons. The successful creation would require a roll. So for Rave, she is now creating the most of her potions using the alchemy jug, so the magical artifact that is doing everything for her. So she just clicks the button. But if you do everything manually in your own lab and you need to keep control of everything, that will most likely require your roll.
Okay. So I can kind of make poisons, but I still need kind of the recipes. I have the ability to craft them, but I don't have the knowledge. Do I get it right?
So you need a book like me.
Yeah, you would need to ask somebody who could teach you, or you just buy a book. Yeah. So usually those who deal with potions, some healers or apothecaries, they are both knowledgeable about potions and poisons alike.
Does Sas know about poisons? Something he's willing to share?
Something that you need to ask him.
I did.
Sas?
Yeah, Rave gives me potions. They're poison potions. I know they're
I'm not
poison.
kidding you.
That wasn't the
They help
question.
with your health.
Minus
I
one.
feel reluctance. I feel reluctance to share secrets.
I don't know. You just put things in a jar and then it works.
Okay. So what things to
Okay,
put in
I'm
the
gonna
jar
share
that poison?
a secret recipe just for you, Forward. +1
Oh,
friendship. You take the healing potion and you add venom to it, and then you have poisonous potion. Then
Is that
I
what
don't
you're
need
doing
to
with my
heal-
healing potions that I'm giving you?
thank you
I
for
mean-
your healing potion.
sudden revelation.
Oh no. Okay. It is
But
very
I mean,
yours.
I don't need the healing potion if I already have the venom, right? Like, what's the
No,
healing
you add
potion for?
venom. You add the venom, a small amount,
Yeah.
into the healing potion.
So you're
Then this
talking...
becomes a
Farwell,
poisonous poison.
you're talking with an assassin here. So the main thing about poisons is about how to get your victim, intake them. So that's one of the ways.
Yeah, okay. I see.
Don't learn that.
I mean, it doesn't require lots of skill, right? You take venom, you put venom into poison, that's it.
Into the healing potion, and then it becomes poisonous. Yes. It's a high-level crafting.
Thanks.
That's a famous
I
tea
would have never
maker.
guessed.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for joining. Feel free to share the coolest poisons that you ever seen or used in a D&D game of yours. I'm pretty sure our party would be curious to also learn and use it. Yeah, thanks Pipono Swama for latest follow.
As Fowl's downtime activity, he will dedicate his time to persuade/annoy his teammates to share all the knowledge they have about poisons with him. He'll try to
Rafe,
persuade them.
how's your poisons knowledge?
No, it's nothing. I don't have. There was only one potion that had some. No, it was acid. No, I don't know anything.
If you intake acid, you can say it's a poison.
Feels like
Ooh. Okay, I have an idea that might actually work. So Farbold still has poison, and it is some greenish poison he was taking from the drows way back. Way back.
Oh, I remember
And
you
you
used
have
it.
those?
You used it already.
No, I just said greenish poison, and I never used it because I don't... Or potion, because I don't even know what it's good for.
Okay.
poison.
Then, so the party has ventured, I think, some 60, 70 episodes ago. They had encounters with drows. And the cat is now again by my feet.
Is it the one that becomes useless once exposed to sun?
Honestly,
Yes.
I don't remember.
You carried it.
But its effect was that if person fails the saving throw, they get paralyzed and go unconscious. This is
So
how
can
they
Paul
ambushed
try
you.
Can he try to reverse engineer this potion? Learn something from it?
Can you make a wine out of water? And the
Well,
opposite?
you need water to make wine. And if you
I'm saying
analyze the
without
wine, you...
any other ingredients.
It is the water from the lake that was affected by
No.
something. It became the poison. Yes.
No,
If
that
it was
that
not
was not...
exposed to the sun, it was healing, and if it's exposed to the sun, it is a strong poison.
No, but this was different. This was from this unholy sea, and I think we sold it or traded it for something.
Yeah, that was a different thing you have acquired
Yeah.
from the underground lake. Yeah, it was working exactly like you were saying. So, Farvald, do you have the water from that lake, or do you have the poison that you collected from one of the ambushers?
Poison. It says greenish poison.
Okay.
Greenish potion.
Those are... Okay, I assume that's a poison. So I will rule that, yeah, this is the poison, drow poison that they have used on you during the ambush.
Mhm.
So you have one vial of it.
So can I reverse engineer it? Learn something from
And
it?
start
It's
reverse
working.
engineering.
It's working.
No?
So if you apply to it, it's gonna work. The poison didn't care about sunlight. Only the water from the lake.
Yeah, but he wants to copy it. He wants to be able to
Yes.
do it again and again and again.
Dupin in D&D? No. You can give it to
That's
me,
called
I can
business.
pretend to
Sas,
reverse
remember
engineer.
you have recently opened a tavern, or you have started building it, so you still need to visit those poor peasants.
It's all connected, you know, the brewing and the tea and the poison.
Of course.
Wait for it, yeah.
Of course. I'm expecting quite a lot from that, from your tea addiction.
Even if you reverse engineer, it's gonna say you need a skin of a toad from 300-meter deep cavern that lived under the mountain, you know. That's what it's gonna be, because it's made by drows.
The assumption is correct.
I don't like
Yeah,
that.
Rafe as an alchemist can tell you a lot, that brewing potions quite often require some exquisite ingredients.
Okay, Fowd understands here. Badly needs books. He'll talk to his deity about it. Be like, share your wisdom with me about poisons.
We have some money. We can go and look for some nice sources for light reading in our next adventures. And I also wanted to have this mobile laboratory to brew potions, because DM said that it was possible getting something like that I could always transport.
Something that you can assemble during your rest time and then put back in a bag of holding. Yeah, you need a separate bag of holding for that equipment, but it's possible.
What? Separate?
Of course, you're carrying a couple of bodies in your main bag of holding, so
I can
it's
burn
always
those
busy.
bodies and
No,
I don't need
I
those.
need them. I need bodies.
Well, we can get another bag of holding, and then we can put the bodies there, and you can carry them.
Maybe we should get something bigger than a bag of holding.
Yeah, the main joke of this campaign is that a bag of holding is always full of bodies, no matter what. By the way, Sas, your bag of holding still has 2 flaming skulls inside of it, I remind you.
It does. It does. But
Everyone
you know,
forget about them.
no, I know that because you said that one was gonna go.
Yeah, Rove
was gonna be
remembers
for
about
me.
that, because she
And
wanted
we
one.
wanted to visit Kosovo. Yeah.
We haven't visited Kosovo yet.
Yeah, we want to do that, and we want to offer those skulls to him, but like that, we would carry them for him in the world. So
If you want to play with them, I can give it to you. But
Actually,
what do you
since
want?
then,
No.
since then you already had 2 interactions with Kossos since the skulls.
Who did?
You as a person.
No, but it was it was a different type of interaction.
You were asking questions, Farwell was doing the ritual, and then you also were signing the blood pact with wizards.
Yes.
That was a Kothos thing. Oh.
You need
Kothos
to make
was
it
the witness.
somehow spiritual, yeah.
If you want them during our rest, I can give you the bag, and you can play with your pets.
You have some ideas how to do that?
Sure.
Because that's what we wanted to ask Kosovo for.
I'm not the person
miracle.
to ask about taming undead creatures. Maybe fun.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For everybody who joined the party during the most recent Mausoleum dungeon, were fighting against the undead orc chief who was commanding several of the flaming skulls. And those flaming skulls were constantly reviving. So instead of doing something with them, Sas decided to put them in a bag of holding for a time being. So now currently they have those flaming skulls in his bag, who are extremely angry and can cast fireballs, remember?
Oh my God.
So yeah, you
Fight
carry
them
some
in a-
interesting.
Let's see what they can do.
What? No.
I mean, better we take them out now than once we're like...
They're hovering above the ground. They're not drowning.
Well, if we release them under the water, what they're gonna do?
I don't know. You should try.
They're gonna get
If
out
you
of
can
the
find some
water,
river or
right?
Hey,
lake
if you
nearby.
have them, you have them. I'm not against you taking my bag and doing whatever you want with those skulls.
Wait,
No,
can we
I'm
not-
just saying we have plans for the future. Just keep them in your bag. It's okay. We know you have them. That's it.
Yeah, I just need my bag for some small items. Those skulls, I don't care.
Okay. Everybody totally forgot about Brados and everything that was related, so it's fine.
Who's brothers?
What do you mean?
What? What is that?
Typical, very typical. Yep. So after this conversation about the potions and brewing techniques and finding more about poisons, you're packing the camp and I assume you are continuing your way, right?
Yes.
So if you look at the world map, which I'm posting the link now again in the stream chat, you're now getting very closer to Olympus Fortress from the woods, which are just to the north of it. As you're making a shortcut and you're flying, Black Pegasus allows you to greatly speed up your travel time. So, yep. You're proceeding?
Mhm.
Or you want to do anything else?
No.
Okay.
We already had the break. Mhm.
Okay. Then as you're continuing on, the Black Pegasus is reaching a bit comfortable height. The whole forest and the air and the wind, everything is fresh after yesterday's storm. The nature seemed to enjoy the amount of rain that it has received after the recent drought. As you're descending further down, it takes you about half a day of flight time, as you now can see in the distance the towers of something that previously was a magnificent white castle, known in Tethir as the Olympus Fortress. As of now, out of 4 massive towers, only one still stands. The rest are in a different degree of disarray. Even from the distance you see now, you notice that the integrity of the walls is violated greatly. It has massive holes, and even the pace of time is not able to hide that the signs of the siege that was there back then. You're trying to imagine in your head how would the castle look like in its former glory. It could be on par with Denver in its present state. The castle itself could host at least several thousand men in a garrison. Farwell, you immediately realize that, as you are the most fortification educated from your group. As you're proceeding further down, closer to the camp, the massive walls, you see that ruins of it all becomes even more apparent the closer you get. The nature also takes its toll, as the trees are now growing directly very close to the castle walls. You know that not a single commander would ever allow any trees next to the walls of their own fortification. Now this whole place is still dead. Still and dead. As you're getting closer to the castle, Sas, please roll for perception.
20, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So this is how we say it, dirty and clean 20.
It's not good.
Sas, you can see that suddenly, next to one of the walls, not that high above the ground, appears a shivering white disc. This disc glows very brightly for a moment, and next moment you can see how a figure gets to the ground athletically, makes a bit of a tumble, but then quickly asserts the situation, stands up and looks around. You are in its direct vision, and with your senses and with your perception of 20, Sas, you immediately recognize the person. Only in all your previous meetings, you've seen him smoking the pipe. This time, he just didn't have the time.
Can't be stealthy and smoke a pipe same time, right?
Vaping.
Yes.
Well, depends on your role, but...
Yeah, so Polo lands on his feet and now observes how you are getting closer from a nearby hill. He is approximately like maybe 100 meters away from the castle wall. So, and the main thing why you noticed him is the... What?
A gold coin flies towards Polo.
Okay, imagine you are flying on the horse and then Sas is like throwing a coin. So please roll for an attack, I would say. A ranged attack.
Oh my god.
Range attack?
That's a great welcome.
If you have a javelin or something. Okay, 16. Polo, what is your armor class?
17. Does Polo get a reaction?
Sure.
Even if there's no damage?
Ah, fair enough. No, never mind. No, I would need an action. Reaction is not serving me. Or let's say, since Polo's armor class is higher, he notices the coin flying into his direction, so he notices something. He doesn't notice it's just a coin. And since he's on his guard, he pulls out the blunderbuss, turns around and shoots it like point blank.
Like 200 feet away. Shooting with a shotgun.
Okay,
No, of course when it's in range. When it's in range, like...
You're shooting the coin.
Yeah, the coin, not the party.
We have this hunting exercise, yes, shooting the plates, but shooting the coinage. So you all can see how he is taking out his already armed and ready blunderbuss, and as the coin is flying towards him, because you didn't hit it, kind of would miss him. So it's, with the distance that you're currently at, it's kind of like goes further and further away. So he has a time and space to aim, and you can hear how this explosion of a hit it hits the coin, and coin is no more. So Sas, please mark off one coin. And you also notice how all the birds in the surrounding trees next to Polo are now like skimming away, flighting up in the air and dispersing from the place where you are about to land.
Hey guys, I found Polo. He looks good. Not, doesn't need help.
So did Polo spot the party? For now, he just saw something moving his way and he shot.
No, he saw them. He saw them all along.
Ah, okay. Fair enough. I didn't notice that. That's why I thought Polo should react this way. He's just stealthily going close to the fortress. I thought he didn't see the party, and then he notices, like in the last split second, something is flying his way. That's why he kind of turns around and shoots it, like he felt attacked.
That still applies. You never know if it's a real Polo, if it's a real party. So.
Yeah, it might have been an illusion.
So, Rafe, you are controlling the Black Pegasus, and it closes down on Polo now, and now you're in a conversational distance within 30 feet. So Polo can even use his mind link if he wants.
Nah, he can't. It's 30 feet. You said they're 40 feet away.
30,
30, perfect. Okay. So I found you. Are you alright?
Can you please describe to all of us what is your outfit? How do you look? And what are the changes to Polo's outfit since the party last saw him in Monday? No, where was the last time you saw him? In Kirinal. In Kirinal, yeah. So Polo had his own adventure on his own to places that no one has ever visited. And how much did it change him? Question.
It's a good question. That's a surprise question. Like, let me think about it. Give me a few seconds to come up with a plausible character development.
Sure. Thank you everybody who joined as the party of Power Rangers continues their adventure, getting closer to Olympus Fortress. You can see it on the map, on the stream. I just posted the link to the world map also in the chat, should be available. Make sure you follow that you can join our game. We usually play every Mondays in the evenings, Berlin time, starting 7 p.m. Thank you for joining. Happy to chat about D&D, other questions, anything on.
So, I think the most remarkable and kind of immediately visible change is before, like when you met Polo for the first time, he would mostly dress in like greenish, brownish colors.
Why those colors?
No. Now Polo is wearing kind of more like a, not a light, but a slightly darkish gray tone, which is still very good for camouflaging and gives him an edge on disappearing with the backgrounds. But you clearly see the color change, and next thing you notice is around his neck, the token he was wearing, but kind of concealed usually, and you only saw it I think once, and that was in the fight against His Highness when he was taking it out. Now you see he's wearing it openly and for display.
Mm-hmm. What does the token has engraved on it?
I'll post a link, a picture later.
Okay, sure. Yep.
So yes.
Says the Pegasus.
So here I found you. How was the Danudon statue? What did you learn?
Fun, very fun. Yeah, I mean, we met a few ghosts, undead creatures.
I wish I was here.
What?
I almost died.
Who?
One question.
Oh,
When
nobody
did
almost
Polo
died.
see Sus the last time? Was
He
Sus
was
still
without
dead?
the hand. Now you can see him with both hands.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah, right.
interesting.
I see it finally regrew. Good.
Yeah, the
I finally
druids
I have a
keep the
stealthy match
promise.
again.
I don't think we're a match, but okay, if the Polo thinks so.
I mean,
Well-
you can like move in the shadows and teleport in the shadows. That's kind of impressive, also for Polo. You can be very quiet, and you can walk on the wall. So yeah, that's impressive.
But it's for the different purpose. It's not for hiding. It's for the different purpose.
Yeah, it's still like a respectable skill in Polo's eyes. He wouldn't mind doing that as well. Would have been so handy in the past.
Well,
But
I got
yes.
my hand back, but I'm. Other than that, didn't get much information our topic. Unfortunately, we didn't found the Dunedin grave. Just few orcs and tieflings. We made some friends with some wizards in the capital. But otherwise, yeah, just heading this way.
What about you?
Me, Frodo says, and like for like 1 second, like you see his he's looking like kind of next to everyone, so past everyone, and like he's looking in the distance, like he's caught in thoughts, like just for a second. It's not something you see often on Polo. He was unaware of that. Shortly after, like his head snaps back, fixating the party, and well, let's say I've been set on the path. You know who I went out to meet, right? Let's say I found him and it was an insightful encounter.
And
Well, at least you found whatever you were looking for.
did you find anything useful in the way? I mean, to anybody else but you?
Nothing material, if that's what you say.
Some secret maybe that you heard about. Some gossips.
Gossips.
Who knows? You were talking to a divine creature, right? So
Well, I don't think he's a friend of gossips.
why not?
And besides him, I haven't seen a single soul, so no, I'm not quite aware of what has been going on recently. Let's say the last thing I remember before I appeared here was that I heard that you guys were in danger, and that you were venturing the shadows. And I'm here to help you on that path.
Who said, or how did you sense that we were in danger? Or are?
That divine being I encountered, he gave me certain clues. And looking at where I found you, Bodo looks at the fortress, I don't doubt he was wrong.
But we voluntarily came here, right? So we didn't think really about danger that way. But sure.
Haven't heard good things about the Olympus fortress, but we can check out if those things were true or not. They better be stories.
Well, haven't you been recently in some sort of underground prison where with chains and stuff like that?
No. Not that
I
I
wasn't
can recall. Not really, no. Quite the
Were
opposite.
you aware of anything that happened while you were away? Or were you kind of on another plane?
Plane? What's that?
Oh,
No,
are you aware of
I mean,
everything?
Polo
that
doesn't
happened
know
while you
that. Polo doesn't know what a plane is, I suppose.
more visions that we don't understand, as usual.
So I was in a very remarkable place, and you could say it felt out of this world. But I have no clue what that was.
How did you reach that place? With your mind?
I think you can say that.
Okay.
I mean, Polo remembers how he came there and how he came back, so he understands that magic was involved. He doesn't understand what magic or how, but he understands there was magic. And it had something to do with the mind, yeah.
I have a
Okay,
present
yeah,
for you, probably.
Nice.
What?
Present from Sus. Okay.
That's
Found this
surprising.
vicious critical short bow.
A bow.
Do you have any bows after your
Wait.
adventure, or you need one?
You gave
Wait.
it to Brian.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
I
And
know it
Polo
was
was
the
there.
idea to give it to Bryn.
And Polo
It was an
also there,
idea.
so-
She uses longbow. This is short bow.
She can use any.
I also can use short.
You didn't keep that bow. You gave it to someone.
Yeah, you give it. It's
Okay, well, I lost
But
it.
would so would the bow be a simple weapon, or what would it be?
As far as I remember, anyone in chat can remind if bow is a simple weapon. From top of my head, I would say it is.
Yeah, it is. It's not even
Ah, okay.
martial.
That's good.
Even I have a bow, so it has to be a reason.
Goodbye, bow.
Well, that was a tease.
I mean, maybe Sas has something else to gift
Yeah, I
on
thought you were
the
gonna
happy
give-
reunion. Huh?
Actually, we still have the rest of the items, right? So anything that we don't want to keep, we can offer.
I don't have any
Absolutely.
items, so if you want to share,
Because we're not talking about money here, so we
Sas,
can only
did you
have-
deduct 10k also from your character sheet? Okay, good.
I mean, anything that doesn't require attunement, Polo's happy about that. It's a common struggle, right? Attunement slots.
everything required.
Yes, the
I
attunement
would
of
have
3
looked at that.
slots only is a tough choice.
Yeah.
I don't know. We came here because of the shield, but
So tell him
someone
more about the
needs
shield.
To do us. What are we doing here? I don't know what are we doing here.
Introduce Polo as well as our viewers to what is your plan.
Yeah, we're not hiding anything, right? So Polo can know everything.
He's a cleric as well, so come
Oh,
in
he can be
handy.
the exorcist. Right. So we can go directly to step 3.
I'm not so sure
I
about
showed
that.
you.
no, I'm just kidding. But it was an interesting thought.
Wait, did you just say Polo's an exorcist?
No, he's a cleric, so he could be an exorcist in theory.
Kindish.
Isn't that a different thing? Exorcists, they make undead stand up, and the clerics, they hammer them down?
I mean, then on
No,
D&D, what else would be able to do
Exorcism is
It
about
has to be
possession.
okay.
If somebody is possessed and you expel the demons from them. So probably somebody like paladin or cleric could do that.
Okay. Yeah,
And
let's
wizards and
try it.
warlock can put the demon in somebody else as well, you know.
That sounds interesting.
I don't know, but we're not going to step 3 directly. We're going every step.
What kind of steps are you talking about? Tell it to Polo.
Yeah.
Let's assume they have a
That's
short
3, we know
conversation and
step 3.
Polo knows everything now. Is that okay?
I mean, I'm asking you to say it out loud, not only because it's going to stay in your memory as players, but also gonna tell it to those who are watching us. We have six live viewers now. So,
Oh, okay.
Well, I know the steps because I wrote them.
okay, so just read it out loud. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually a great blessing for any DM when the players take notes. So thank you very much.
So, we need to do a ritual that consists of 3 steps. They have to be followed in that order. So the first step is there are many souls in this place, and we need to make sure that they're put to rest. That will reduce the aura of hate that this place carries. Step 2 is the fact that the soul in the shield wants to attend the burial places and we need to find the equipment parts from those that were dear to Gratus. So yeah, attend the burial places and find some equipment. And the step 3 is finally making sure that he can face himself, his other part, and that part can go wrong, but the other 2 steps will help.
Freeing souls.
What does Polo think about it?
Polo was just about to explain. So, freeing souls, lifting what we can of the shadow that's hanging on this place. Sounds like a good thing to do. There were many in the past whom I couldn't help. So, if we can do any good here, let's go for it.
Anything we should be aware of because you have more field knowledge?
Field knowledge?
Yeah, you're the cleric.
No, I just trust luck.
Hey, Polo, here's 20 bottles of water. Can you bless it?
Dripping in D&D, Sergey?
Can you create holy water? Can Polo create holy
What?
water?
He's a cleric. Maybe, I don't
Yeah, it
know.
makes a lot of sense, right? You need like 10
Thinking
minutes and you can
about
do
it,
Okay.
Sus.
Okay,
Didn't we have this undepletable water producing? How about I bless that? The
So everything
undepletable
that
water
comes out of
sack.
Yeah, let's try.
How do you
Here.
test it?
We'll test it on Farland.
For everybody who's watching the stream, can you actually make a holy water just because you have a cleric in the party? Curious.
Say yes.
If anyone agrees with that, I think I might even allow it. Duping of the holy water. No, I know all of your accounts. You cannot you cannot do it.
Create new account.
I mean, create new account, follow, sure. Don't mind. But
I mean, I think it would make sense that Paolo doesn't just look at a thing and it's blessed, right? But maybe make it a ritual. He needs to spend some time on it.
So it is possible for a cleric or paladin to make a holy water.
Yes.
But it would take 1 hour to perform a ritual and first level spell slot.
What? A spell slot? That's brutal.
Oh my god.
And 25
Oh, no,
gold.
wait, this is not Harvard. This is different. That's still not okay.
Rubbish.
So, yes,
So,
I
yeah,
can
if-
do that. Polo says, if you have 50 gold and the water you want blessed,
It's once
some
the
time.
gods demand gold. So blessed.
it's
I mean,
a lot of luck.
Depending on the amount or like for everything.
Yeah, what does Polo actually need the money for, Dion? No, Polo needs the money. Let's not further discuss this. The god demands it.
Yeah, the gold purifies the hearts, right? As well as it purifies the water.
That sounds very
Ah.
religious.
I haven't.
Okay,
I have an
we can-
explanation.
Go ahead.
Like every god is like if it would be Kothis, then probably you would need something else, probably not money, or so you would need something fiery. Let's say I don't know, maybe you would have to use a fire spell or so because it's the element of the god. The god of luck, though, I mean, money can be seen as you can be lucky and you get it, and you can be unlucky, you lose it, and you never know when. You cannot really hold on to money. I mean, you have the illusion, but in the end, you never know what happens. Like the stocks can go crazy. Someone can just pickpocket you, whatever.
Inflation,
So it's
yeah.
lots about luck. And if we think about the elements of luck, money's a big one.
Paula, that was a brilliant explanation. So you get inspiration for that.
I already have inspiration. But thank you. It's always the same with Polo. Like he always has too much inspiration. I need more inspiration slots.
Not
I
sure
can
if they
donate
exist.
300 gold.
Ah, good.
From
That
the
is
bunch.
six waters.
6 waters.
50. It's 50 gold.
It's
Isn't
300
holy water
gold.
actually-
Over. This is a budget for peasant
Sas, how's
family
your
for
math?
10 years.
Come on,
Sas,
holy water is even cheaper in the shops.
Paula, roll for deception, please. Sas, roll for insight.
22.
22.
Oh,
Yeah, you each know that you tried some deception, but the other person knew you were trying. So they know that you know, and they also know that you know that you know.
Maybe I'll get cheaper
Wait.
next time.
I want to use my inspiration to reroll.
Go ahead.
Ah, 18. Okay, that hurts.
Okay. So
So, do you take out 6 bottles of holy water from your pockets and give it to me?
it will take 6 hours for him to do that. So you can stand.
One-
No.
I mean, that's tough.
Oh, 1 hour, but 6 spell slots. Go ahead.
I think it makes sense to
Or
say
the
like
sum-
per ritual, 1
okay.
hour.
So you can do it in 1 hour, and the sum of your spell slots should be equal to 6. So the how many bottles you made, this many spell slots you lose.
No, I'm not
Use.
gonna do this. Like, why would
Give me
you want
normal
to?
water and say it's holy. It's fine. We believe
No.
it's
gold.
holy.
find a way.
It's, what matters is we believe. We trust you as a cleric.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like, I don't think you want a cleric who is kind of out of spell slots once he joins the party. So either we do this and then we have a long rest.
It's the second part of the day as you have arrived by the walls of the Olympus Fortress, and you're still about 100 meters away from the gates and the walls and the holes in those walls that you would get into the fortress itself. So it's up to you. You can even stay outside of gates for another long rest.
Maybe let's do that and go in there during the morning or so. Like, maybe not around
Paula will
midnight.
do stuff, and the SAS will investigate the
Scout ahead.
reconnaissance missions. Yeah, he will find the entrance, go a few levels down, find some torches, clean up some, open some doors.
Is he gonna come back?
Basically, he will.
Should I go with you?
No.
He would do it in the nighttime or evening time when the shadows are all there. Am I correct?
Ah. But it would make so much sense if Polo would do the same thing. Wait, but let's just quickly check our inventory. How much holy water do we have?
I have some.
Okay.
Finally, that object has been used.
So Polo has
I have-
4 holy waters.
The
Me
great
too.
Bob
I also have 4.
stocked up on it 90 games ago, yes?
Yeah, I have 4 too. I think we're good.
I mean, Polo has
Yeah.
4, Rafe has 4. I'm not even sure how many Farwald has. Actually, I think we are okay. Even Farwald has 3 holy waters.
Sas also has some.
So we have 11 holy waters. Plus us.
12.
I
Just
used
as
it.
last one.
Is that enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Then Polo would go with together with Sus. Like I think that should help in case anything depends on rolls.
So Sas
Okay.
would be invisible. Are you waiting for nighttime?
Imagine it's dark underground.
Let's not
There,
wait
of
for
course.
nighttime. Let's do the.
Polo, what do you
let's-
think?
I think we should. If everything I heard about this place is correct, then there might be undead around here. History confirms that. So I suggest we don't go in at night, but we are back before night, and then rest together with the party. It will make everything easier. If you need shadows, it should still be dark inside.
No, I'm fine without shadows. It's all good.
All right.
I can stealth in any environment.
Same.
So as Farvald is unsaddling the Pegasus, Rafe, you can see how Sas and Paula are distancing away from the place where you had a conversation, where the Paula has reappeared. And you see how both of them, almost hand in hand, quietly moving direction towards the walls. The last thing you see of them, how both of them are penetrating the outer walls of the castle. I have just posted the picture, maps and lore of the castle, how it looks like, but imagine that most of the towers would be destroyed by now, as I recently described. As they disappear from your sight, Rave, this is how we're going to end the active part of the game today. And we will move into post-game discussion, where we talk about what has happened, what the party plans to do exactly, information sharing, and the general D&D talk or any other topic. As for the viewers, thank everybody for joining. We're still staying live, and that's exactly a perfect time now for chat. Make sure you follow the channel. Thank you very much in advance for that. Helps a lot. Would be nice, really nice to ever reach those 50 follows without buying fake follows. So, thank you. Yep.
All right.
So,
Just a side note, like as a downtime or during the downtime, Farwald is reattuning to a different item.
Go ahead. Which one?
Shall I tell it? I mean, it's less interesting
Yes.
if I already say it.
I mean, you did it back in the nighttime camp, so probably people know already by this time.
Okay. Tuning to the Amulet of Dwarven Kind, which is good because it makes Farwald a bit more tanky. He gets +2 Constitution. He has advantage on Charisma checks against dwarves. That's not the main reason, but he has advantage on saving throws against poison and resistance against poison damage. And he has Dark Vision. Not so much, it's only 60 feet, but it's better than nothing. So this time he'll not be this blind guy holding onto ropes in the darkness and be like, guys, where are you?
So
I think everyone has Dark Vision now, and that's good.
Farvald. So as the night
Oh, no.
passed since the moment you have attuned to this artifact,
Don't tell me it's
Polo was very
Paris.
polite, not saying anything as well as everybody else. But once you saw him, enough time has passed since one of the side effects of the Amulet of Dwarven Kind start to affect you.
It doesn't say
At this specific moment, you have this glorious mustache growing, like Henry Cavill from one of the movies. So far, it's only the mustache, and we all know that you like to be like cleanly shaved as a character. So yeah, now there is this thing, atrocity there.
Ripping off the amulet. I'm kidding.
It feels so natural to you. You don't even bother with that. You even forgot about your previous attitudes, and nobody pointed that to you.
You can sell it as a mustache growing amulet. It's really good.
That was
I
on the
think
first
Farwell
day.
by now is too greedy.
That was the first day only.
But the amulet says it is for adopted children of dwarf families, blah 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 blah, and so that they could be recognized by other dwarves as one of their people, even though they look very different. So Farwell in the end of the process will not look like a dwarf.
Yeah, yes,
Please confirm this, DM.
At the moment, you do not look like a dwarf. Yes.
I'm really afraid that it will change my race. What the fuck? No.
No. It's not going to change the race, but there would be some visual attributes on you appearing, which would be alike to dwarves, but not exactly. You're still a human after all.
Okay. Can Farwell just apply remove curse on that thing in the meantime? While we're resting.
Sure.
So he does that. Anything?
Is that a curse?
The glorious mustache is still there on your face, and you enjoy every time you touch it.
If it's not a curse, is it a blessing? What is it?
You
Okay.
feel like you would like to show it off in Denver, or there would be somebody else to appreciate it.
We don't know that yet. Let's see. Okay.
Of which item did you deattune?
If I tell you, are you gonna take advantage?
I mean, I can just look at it. It's so
Okay, so I detuned from the Rod of Absorption.
yeah. This information is more valuable to your party than to me, because I know everything anyway.
Yeah. So, if someone throws targeted spells at Farwald, he cannot deal as good as he did before with them.
But you have the Levistus still. Right?
The
You're
what?
not gonna- Levistus, the sword of Levistus.
Oh, the Levistus sword is out of charges.
But you
So-
had it as a spell, no? As a reaction spell.
Yeah. But this is Tomb of Levistus. This is. Or do I? Wait.
Yeah.
I did some skilling. Let me check. Yep, it's still there. Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, you still that artifact is with you already for some 50 games, and never got a chance to be recharged. But it has a
Yeah,
very
because-
special conditions to be recharged. So.
The tuned person has to die in order for it to regain charges.
You need to attune to it. Come on. No one's gonna use it.
At the
Yeah,
same time,
exactly.
you have a cleric next to you.
Anyone wants to equip the short of Levistus short sword of Levistus just in case?
Just in case.
Just in case.
No.
Just in case.
Anyone died.
We need something like a weak NPC party member.
Nobody joined you for this one. Nobody has joined you, for this one.
I'm training
Yes.
some. They are in production.
We can hire
in
an
the
intern.
barracks. Yes. Then we can take like 5 of them, and who survives, survives. And the others can attune to the sword really quick.
No, I think it's super easy. Like we just get like a very very weak intern, those people who work for free because they want the experience. We're an experienced adventurers guild group, they can learn from us. There'll be fresh fruits. I always have a fruit
Does it
Yeah,
have
the
to be
magic-
human?
The
Or it could
magic
be
item
humanoid?
they're talking about, I
Anything.
posted a link to it in the stream chat. I hope it's openable.
You could take like a goblin or something. Someone not very smart.
Goblins are smart, aren't they?
Like 10 intelligence or 8 or something.
Mm-hmm. Wait, there was. I
Orc.
was mistaking them with gnomes. My bad. Gnomes are smart, right? They're like artificers and stuff like that.
Depends
Yeah.
on the intelligence stat.
But I think like this race has like a +2 intelligence bonus or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I have a feeling.
Let me tell you. Yeah, intelligence score increased by 2 from the beginning.
We should just rent it out into the fighting pit arena for a few days. That's it.
Gnomes also have advantage on all intelligence, wisdom, charisma saving throws against magic.
Wow. So yeah, they are very intelligent, kind of. That's pretty strong. Like advantage by default. Wow.
If you remember Brask, he was a Vedalken. Vedalken as a race in D&D also have advantage on all those 3.
Well, that didn't help him.
Of course.
That's the blunderbuss.
He got his liver got obliterated by a single shot from like a no, I think he got 2 shotted by Polo.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was actually one-shotted. It was I think like an 80 HP crit or so, 80 damage.
There was a crit. There was some...
Which level were you? 5?
I don't know. Maybe I don't
maybe
remember.
so.
It was so long ago, so yeah, probably something like 5. I still don't understand how we calculated the damage, but you did that DM, so I trust that everything was correct. I was insane though.
It was a normal roll, it was crit, it was doppel.
Yeah, plus sneak attack.
Sneak attack shotgun.
Yeah, rogues can do insane
Yes.
amount of damage. But as long as they can hit. So that's the problem. If they don't hit, they usually have one attack. And they kind of like put it all into one attack. Not like fighters or any other fighting class, which have multiple attacks.
Yeah. But if they hit.
So, to summarize, your plan, Sas and Polo have just ventured for scouting, 2 of them. Sas is planning to be invisible once he is in the darkness. Polo is just plans to be sneaky. As you go, meanwhile, Rafe and Farvad, you are left outside of the fortress together with Pegasus. So what is your approximate plan is?
So Paolo, just in case, wants to use Vigilant Blessing on himself.
What does it do?
So-
Cast the spell, please.
It's not a spell. It's like an action, but he can use that. How do you say that? At will. And as an
okay.
action, you give one creature you touch, including possibly yourself, which is the case here, advantage on the next initiative roll that the creature makes. this benefit ends immediately after the roll, or if you use this feature again. So only one creature can be affected by this at the time.
Okay, so basically you are really good at reacting in case some trouble happens. I think it goes really
he would be
well.
very vigilant.
Yeah, I think it goes very with any feat that improves your initiative. So like alert feat, something else.
That would be insane.
Yeah,
I think
plus
alert gives you
5 to
plus 5.
initiative.
Not sure why, but Polo actually has a plus 5 on initiative.
High dex.
So yeah. Dex gives you plus on initiative.
Yeah, dex by default gives plus to armor class, to initiative, to dex save, to skills.
That's why Farward always has so bad initiative rolls. Like, I mean, he's the most anti-dex person you can imagine. I mean, literally anti-dex.
Yeah, that's a very common joke about any paladin. Paladins also have no dex, always, and Farwald is technically a paladin, kind of, but of a dark sides, dark arts.
Yeah. TM, you said we're not using material components, right? For low-level spells.
Depends how much you want to scam me. So generally we're not using it for low-level stuff.
Holy potions.
So holy potions, if you do like a batch, then I would consider it. If you're generally doing them once per day, there's no point of counting that. It's just too small of stuff.
I mean, can we have something like a general ruling? Like, I don't know, when spells actually require the components, which are written out, could we say, I don't know, 5th level spells always require the components or whatever? Oh no, wait, I think we said something like this. Once it costs, like, it describes that it costs money?
Yeah, it describes cost and money, then needs to be in there. But that cost in money is not like 5 gold or 10 or even 100. It needs to be a significant sum, like let's say 1,000 gold is a significant sum. Or some other spells require, let's say, 2,500 gold, like or Juvo, which worth 2,500 gold. So those spells are expensive and not often used, but very powerful. And also roleplay reach opportunities. So
okay, so let's say everything equal or greater than 1,000 has to be paid.
For now, yes. I mean, Farwell has only one spell about this. Rave doesn't have, I think, a single spell like this with extreme cost, right?
No, because I avoid. I don't take them because I know that at some point they were gonna be used. So yeah.
So Rave saves the money for the part. Sas is not a caster, so it doesn't really count for him. As for Polo is what is it? Is it 3rd level cleric?
5th.
5th level cleric. So I can quickly glance through the spells, but I do not think from the top of my head you have anything. Okay, I can see one.
Don't disclose.
No, what do you mean? You need to have money for that.
No, I'm just saying don't disclose the spell.
Okay. So you know how this general effect is treated in our world of this year, right? So I'm talking about that spell that we cannot name out loud. Yes?
Are we talking about the same?
It's that spell.
Yeah,
it's the only
that's
spell from level 3 that requires something.
Okay, yeah.
So, and you know how this effect is treated in the world of this year. how it generally occurs, in which circumstances, who is so. So I would say roleplay wise and role wise, you would need to use this amount of gold for using it. Even though it's not 1,000.
Okay. I'm still DMing you which spell we're talking about.
That's the only one.
Just say.
Keep thinking that. Keep thinking that.
Okay, I was just too obscure. Yes, of course.
Okay. Good. So.
Yeah.
Since there's 4 of us, does it make sense to split?
You just did.
One party goes for searching the items, and another party goes for exterminatus.
Actually, up to you. You could definitely do that.
We go for what?
Fireballs. One party
Anywhere,
goes
yeah,
around
sure.
and burns everything. And the second party
Yeah, fireball, let's go.
looks
Burn
for
everything. We're not looking for items. We are going to free souls, right? That's step 1.
Step 1 is to kill all the souls or release, and step 2 to find some items.
Yes.
Kill or release the souls?
Release, only release. Put to rest.
But like, let's assume there's a zombie and it's running at you. How do you release its soul? How does that work? I mean, we know how to kill it, but...
Fireball. Oh, no.
You think that's gonna free the soul, the fireball? I don't know.
How do you free souls? You have to talk to the soul, right? Like...
I think this is more the forward kind of thing. You know, that was what the spirit was mentioning. When we were in the pit of malice, it was like he was taking the memory of the souls and he was kind of freeing them from this place.
You didn't technically do. You send them to your god, basically, but if that
I freed them from this place. I gave them into the caring hands of a god. And no one, I think, in this whole universe cares more about knowledge or memories than an occurrence, so they were put to good use.
It was about peace.
No,
for the
stream's frozen.
Oh no.
Nobody has mentioned that.